Truly wireless earbuds are a crowded market, so much so that it's hard for companies to really differentiate themselves. Brand recognition is one thing, sound quality is another, and then there are all of the features in between. Leave it to Samsung to just go left field with it all and make something that looks so different you can't help but give them a try. And you know what? These might look like a one-way ticket to see the giant at the top of the beanstalk, but in reality, Samsung's different take on truly wireless earbuds actually surprised me. This is Pocket Now, and I'm Joshua Vergara. What's going on, everybody? You might not have even noticed that I'm already wearing the product in today's review. These are the Samsung Galaxy Buds Live. I can't help but have the whole bean analogy here, but I promise this will be the last time that I mention it. The reason why it's hard to get past it is because this new style is so striking. In opting for an open design in the Buds Live, Samsung actually had to go back to the drawing board, seemingly draw an ear, and then brainstorm how to get their new audio product to perfectly fit in. I wouldn't really blame anyone for thinking that there was some inspiration drawn from products for those that have impaired hearing, but that's totally fine because for people who have to use those products, all-day comfort is a must anyway. So we'll go from case to buds to ear. Clearly, I have the new signature color of Samsung's newly announced products, the Mystic Bronze. The small size of the case is already a highlight, making these real easy to just throw in a bag or a pocket. A single LED light below the opening shows the charge status, and then that's about it, really. This case provides an additional 23 hours worth of playtime on top of the Buds' already rated 6 hours of use. And then you can get quick charging done, which will get you back an hour of charge for just 5 minutes of sitting. The case can be charged using either the USB-C port or via wireless charging. And yes, that includes wireless power share via other Samsung devices. The Buds themselves look like, well, kidney beans in shape, but they have plenty of obvious tech splayed about. There's a vent for comfortable airflow, holes that are definitely for the mics, and then the grills for the speakers that actually drive the audio into your ear. The thing is, this is not the kind of design where you would get like a silicone piece that actually goes into your ear canal. These instead are open designed, which makes them quite different from a vast majority of comparable products. There is a small rubber bit, but it's more there to surround the charging contacts and then remind you which piece is for which ear, and then it can angle the speaker to an optimal direction. By the way, these do have IPX2 water resistance, which basically means that they can take your typical amount of sweat from like workouts and whatnot, but probably not too much more. Okay, so pairing the Buds with any Samsung device is as easy as opening up the case and letting the device recognize that there are some new Buds around. If you do want to connect these Buds to anything else, however, the typical method is employed. You wear both of them and then you press and hold on the contacts until you hear the beeping. And then you select the device as per usual in your Bluetooth settings. Personally, I do wish that there was a button on the case. There are other products that have that where you just press that button, you press and hold, and then you pair that way. It's just a little bit easier. Control in particular is done via touch-sensitive outer areas. The controls are the same no matter which earbud you might be wearing, either singular or together. You do a single tap for play and pause, double tap for next, and triple for previous. The press and hold can be used to control the noise cancellation mode, control volume based on the earbud that you're pressing, or trigger a Spotify shortcut. So honestly, it might be really easy to just scoff at the different design of these, but the fact of the matter is that these buds are just super easy to wear. There might not be a portion of the earbud that will anchor into your ear canal, but the rest of the unit contours to the grooves outside of the ear canal, making them almost surprisingly secure. And it helps that they're so light too. You could barely feel them in my ear even after hours of wearing them. I even did a headbanger test with them, and they didn't budge one bit. I did get a headache after that though. These are also earbuds that, especially in this color, blend right in with your ear, the same way that a hearing aid might. For anyone that might have some reservations regarding truly wireless earbuds because of how they look, these might actually lower that barrier of entry. They look odd in the hand, but then they seem right at home once they're in your ear, and that's where they're supposed to go after all. So I will admit I was skeptical about the sound quality at first. Open design buds like these and let's say the original AirPods just don't really do it for me, because I prefer sound from earbuds that provide more of a seal. Color me surprised then that for open buds like these, I actually found myself enjoying the listening experience. Now, it doesn't have the kind of bass that you'll feel, but it's definitely recognizable. And as commonly found in earbuds from phone manufacturers, the mid-range frequencies that voices often occupy are prioritized, which means spoken word content like audiobooks, this video you're watching, and podcasts are a treat. And the high-end frequencies never got too pitchy even at higher volumes. I'm inclined to say that both the low and the high ends could use a bit of a boost, but in the equalizer included in the application, I went for the bass boost enhancement with satisfying results. Which brings me to active noise cancellation, which starts with this disclaimer. Without a seal to actually go into your ear canal, this won't sound like or even feel like any ANC you might have been used to. Samsung really prioritized this air vent for comfortable listening, and even right now I can feel some air coming into my ears. Samsung made it very clear which specific frequencies they're clearing out, which in my case was the low hum of my air conditioning unit in my office, or the low ends of any media that might be playing in my environment. But if you play media loud enough, let's say to about 60%, pretty much everything around you starts to get drowned out. But then there's the significant sensation I felt when turning everything on and turning everything up. My ears didn't actually feel any different. You see, this is important because a lot of people don't like the feel of an earbud seal, and then plenty of other people don't like the typical suction feel of active noise cancellation. The Buds Live subvert both of these concerns. So if you're truly looking to shut off the outside world, there are plenty of audio products made specifically for that purpose, and they're very effective as well. But with the Buds Live, it's almost about keeping an open ear at pretty much all times, using ANC to provide better immersion but not to completely isolate you. One thing I think could have further driven this point home is an ambient sound mode. Now there is an ambient mode in the settings under labs, but it's a minuscule amount on top of an already quite open experience. And speaking of labs, there's one more setting there for a game mode which when turned on, lowers latency for mobile gaming. If you're gaming a lot specifically, definitely turn this on, but for video content like YouTube, latency is already at a comfortable low. And finally, the triple microphone array is there for better calling, which alongside video chats is probably more important now than ever. I recorded this clip by pairing the buds to my computer and then hitting record in Adobe Audition, but obviously call quality can be affected by more things like connection. I asked people how I sounded in a few video calls and they said I sounded perfectly fine, so take that for what you will. The Galaxy Buds Live enter a truly wireless earbud market practically sprouting with new options all the time. So did Samsung do enough to differentiate their earbuds? After all, if you get good sound, that's the overall point of audio products, right? So once you get past the initial thought of how these earbuds look, Samsung did succeed in making sure the sound experience is still at least on par. But it's precisely that design that makes these Buds Live unique, because too often we're given truly wireless earbud choices that might have varying degrees of sound, but overall the same general feel. Some people just don't like that feel, which is why I think Samsung went for a different tune in the Buds Live. I might not personally prefer these, but over time I came to appreciate the comfort, the good sound for open design, and the ability to wear these for hours on end with very little discomfort. So compare these, which are at $169, to earbuds that have active noise cancellation. Most of those competitors are quite a bit more expensive, which should tell you something about the level of those features in the Galaxy Buds Live. Instead, what you're paying for here most is convenience, comfort, and to round out the alliteration, let's say, the calling. So to those ends, I think Samsung succeeded in making an earbud that most people should try, and maybe most people would actually prefer if how these feel is even more important than what they hear. I do wonder how many times I put on and took off these particular earbuds, but that's just how easy they are to do so, and even then, they're so light that you barely think about them when they're in your ear. I give these buds a lot of credit for that. These are available now at the time of this video coming out, so let me know if you ended up getting a pair of these earbuds. Let me know what your experience is like in the comment sections down below. With all that said, we're going to go ahead and call it on this one. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe to the Pocket Now channel if you haven't already, because we have videos coming out pretty much every day and plenty more coverage from everything Samsung announced this week at Unpacked. With all that said, yes, we will call it on this one. Thank you once again, and we will see you in our next video.